Climate is the average temperature and conditions in a place over a long period of time. In the world today, when you hear the word climate change, it usually refers to global warming or the process of the earth heating up. When we talk about climate change, we have to talk about greenhouse gases. Have you ever seen a greenhouse which is used by some farmers, florists, and others to grow plants? It is a glass-covered building that absorbs heat from the sun. The trapped heat makes greenhouses very warm, which allows things to grow inside of them even in winter. Earth is also covered like a greenhouse, but is not covered with glass. Instead, it is covered by a layer of atmosphere. Greenhouse gases in the atmosphere trap heat from the sun, warming up Earth and giving it a greenhouse effect, which means it acts just like a greenhouse. The greenhouse gases are mostly made up of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. The gases help keep Earth warm enough so that people, animals, and plants can all live there. However, when these gases increase, it causes the Earth to become warmer. It is in the best interest of our planet to prevent the Earth from getting too warm. We do this by understanding some of the causes of climate change and global warming. Here are 3 of those things. Number 1. The burning of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are natural fuels found in and on Earth, such as oil, coal, and natural gas. They are formed in the earth from dead plants and animals over millions of years. That's why the first part of the name is fossil. Those fossils are then burned and used for fuel, which is why they are called fossil fuels. Fossil fuels give us heat, gas, and oil, which are needed by most humans. However, when the fossil fuels are burned, they release gases into the atmosphere. Those gases are then added to the blanket that covers the earth, making it warmer and adding to the greenhouse effect. Number 2. Farming. It may be hard to believe, but farming also contributes to the greenhouse effect. Methane gas is released into the atmosphere when a cow releases its gas. That might not seem like a big deal when one cow passes gas, but when there are over 1.5 billion cows in the world passing gas daily, it really adds to the blanket covering the earth. Number 3. Deforestation. It is the cutting down of trees and forests to make way for farms, roads, oil wells, and dams. One of the greenhouse gases that adds to the blanket around the earth is called carbon dioxide. Trees and forests absorb carbon dioxide, which gets rid of some of that gas. Unfortunately, the more trees that are cut down, the less trees there are to absorb the carbon dioxide, which further leads to the greenhouse effect. A lot of people on Earth rely on fossil fuels, farming, and forests, but these things result in a warmer climate, which can affect the planet negatively. It can lead to unusual weather or seasonal changes, which can cause things like heat waves, wildfires, droughts, and acids in our oceans. Melting polar ice affects the habitats of animals that live in the North and South Poles, and sea turtles are losing nesting beaches because of rising sea levels. So the question is, what can we do if we rely on those things to survive, but we also want to stop the earth from getting too warm? While it may be impossible to totally prevent climate change or global warming, there are some things that can be done to lessen Earth's greenhouse effect. Walk more often and drive less. In the USA, transportation is the largest source of carbon dioxide. By driving less, often carpooling, biking, or using public transportation, you can cut back on the gases released into the atmosphere. Save electricity. The second largest source of greenhouse gases is from the production of electricity. Using less electricity or using alternative sources such as solar or wind power can help decrease the gases released into the atmosphere. Use less stuff. Most of the stuff people own or use was made in a factory, and factories release gases into the atmosphere. Using less of the things we don't need cuts down on the amount of gases released by factories. Grow a tree. Trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen, so new trees are helpful. In some parts of the world, trees that have been cut down are being replaced. Recycling. Reducing and reusing products will also help the environment. So, we discussed today what are some of the main reasons of climate change